No, this title isn't clickbait. There really is one explanation for the vast majority of your immoral choices. It's called ethical fading, and it isn't talked about near as much as it should be. Here's the quick version. We make a lot of decisions every day. So to make those decisions easier, our brain lumps them into categories called decision frames. So when somebody asks you what you want for lunch, you may make that decision on a financial frame, or a nutrition or health frame, or maybe just on an enjoyment frame based on what you're craving in that moment. But even something as simple as what you eat for lunch has larger consequences than just that. It may have social impacts, environmental effects, and yes, even moral implications. But trying to consider all of these factors every single time you make a decision would drive you absolutely insane. I know, because I'm that guy who's constantly paralyzed by menus as I frantically try to calculate exactly which dish will give me the maximum amount of enjoyment per dollar. I am not fun to eat lunch with. So to protect ourselves from this analysis paralysis, our brains filter out all the information that it doesn't feel is relevant to this decision frame. If we consider something a social decision, we may not consider the financial implications, which is why we tend to spend way more money when we're out with friends. Ethical fading specifically refers to when our brains filter out moral implications. Not good, but the bigger problem is that it happens a lot. See, we all want to consider ourselves decent people, but we also want to do what we want and act in our own self-interest. And acting selfishly often conflicts with being a decent person. In order to act selfishly while still feeling good about it, our brain will just fade away the parts that we don't want to think about, and will instead fixate on the decision being exclusively a financial decision or a social decision or a business decision. In fact, that's kind of where the cliche of the corrupt CEO doing terrible things in the name of profits comes from. Some of them may recognize that they're being awful, but one study actually showed that if you give someone a bunch of numbers and graphs and statistics and then tell them to make a decision, 95% of people will make that decision based almost exclusively on those numbers and graphs and not on any other factors. It's only after the consequences show up that you realize you've made a terrible mistake. Ethical fading happens to you, me, and everyone else multiple times a day. And by watching this video, you are already well on your way to preventing it, because the first step to beating ethical fading is self-awareness. Now that you know it exists, you can watch out for it. One simple way that you can improve self-awareness is through introspection. Maybe writing in a journal or diary, practicing mindfulness exercises, or meditating, or whatever form of self-reflection works for you. These practices will help you recognize moments of ethical fading so that you can prevent them in the future, and make decisions with all the relevant factors at play, not just the ones your brain selectively decides. There are a lot of other ways to build self-awareness, but we'll cover them in future videos. For now, just try to be a little bit more introspective, and keep an eye out for the moral implications of the decisions you make every day. Wait! Before you leave, take a moment to share this video with someone that you think it could help. This issue affects literally everyone, every single day. Now get out there and make the world a better place.